What's up, you guys? My name is Ryan, and in this video I want to guide you through the technical stock analysis for Peloton. Its ticker symbol PTON. After we take some time to properly analyze the stock, it should provide us a great understanding if it's a stock that we want to add to our portfolios and if it can become profitable in the future. This stock analysis should provide a general understanding of both the long and short-term price targets that we could expect to see from the stock. But before we start, please like and subscribe so I can continue making content like this for you guys. I really appreciate it, and let's get right into the stock analysis and see what we can find. Let's take a look first at Peloton's one-day chart. As you can see, I marked out a channel that it's kind of been trading in for most of the year. The stock price kind of fell at the lowest point in March at $17. But ever since then, it's been on a steep upward trend, more than double, tripling in price. Actually, quite a bit more, almost 4 times the price. It's been kind of following this channel, but recently, at the start of September, it started a different trend, actually just a steeper slope of a trend, which is it's a good indication, mostly due to their earnings reports coming out that they had very good numbers. So that's a good news for them. So I marked out some levels of support and resistance. There's not many due to it's pretty much at the top of its price. So we don't really know much about where it's going to go because it's at all-time highs right now. So I obviously placed the all-time high here at 110.25 as a resistance, since the current price target's a little bit under that. But we have supports here at 105.5 and pretty much 100. So those are 2 points to look out for. In addition, let's use another technical indicator called the Andrews Pitchfork. And this will kind of show us this different channel that it might be trading in. So this is around where it started, this different trend. So if we click that as the initial position, with 2 breaks in the trend being the upper and lower points that we chose next. So I'll pick this as the upper point that it broke the trend, and it rebounded off of this point. So we can make that here, and so I'll just label this here. I'll label white. Boom. Okay, so now we can see that it's pretty much going to trend in this other channel here. And so potentially if it breaks below this should act as a resistance. It most likely will break down because this is a very, very steep curve. For it to keep this kind of momentum, it'll need some additional news. As you can see, the volume's kind of going down. But this could be a good indication as a resistance and support lines going forward. Potentially at the bottom of this, we can see that might be a good point to add to the position. Just be wary if it breaks down quite a bit under that. Marking here also a Fibonacci extension that I've done at the swing low and swing high position here. Then it propagates these levels of support resistance, and this one is actually going to be potentially the next one up after potential break in the all-time high at 114. So it's only $4 above that, but it could potentially be a good opportunity to see what we have above the current all-time high. In addition to that, it propagated another one that I believe would be relevant at this 78% Fibonacci at $95. So it's a little bit different than what we had, 98, but it's right in there with a potential support. In addition, as you can see, I didn't point this out earlier, but the stochastic indicator here is actually very oversold. I mean, it dipped down at this point here, but it could be in for a retracement potentially. We'll have to just watch if it retraces back to the lower point on this Andrews Pitchfork here, or if it breaks down below that. And so if it does, that'll be a key indicator to kind of watch out before entering a position. Right now, I believe it's a little overextended from my taste, considering the stochastic and the price target being at all-time highs. Usually I'm very skeptical of entering new positions at all-time highs, in addition to it being at very oversold in the stochastic. So if I was going to enter a position here, I would wait for it to rebound a little bit, at least get into the middle of this stochastic indicator. In addition, potentially, if it breaks below this Andrews pitchfork, then that would be a good indication that it might be a good time to buy. However, there's a lot of news with other competitors coming out and potentially some of the gym reopenings in states. So that's another thing to watch out for as new news comes out about the coronavirus. The actual sales from Peloton might decrease. It's just something to look out for. Potentially this is a trend to stay, and so I think could keep up its sales, but I think right now it's in a channel that's unsustainable. Potentially this lower channel is sustainable, but right now it should kind of straighten out, at least in the short term, because we have this here. So to sum things up, if you're looking to enter this position, I would wait just a little bit. The stochastic is a little bit overbought, and it's in a very steep upward trend. I would look for it to kind of get rejected a little bit before entering position for the long term or short term. So potentially at the bottom of this Andrews pitchfork, I would enter a position long term, or wait if it kind of dips below that. If you already have a position in this stock and you just want some advice going forward in long term, I think long term it still will be a very good profitable investment choice. However, you have to just look out with all these news coming out that something isn't significantly wrong that will impact their growth. If something like that does happen, I would kind of jump ship just because I believe a lot of competition and gym reopenings could impact their sales. So whatever happens, good luck, and let me know how this investment does for you.
Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe so I can continue making it for you guys. If you have a question or want me to take a look at a specific stock, please leave it in the comments below.